festival focus is the celebration of 20 years of Agile Manifesto. The three themes are history and origin of Agile, current state of Agile, and number 3, future possibility of Agile. So our aim is to build bridges and capture the various Agile communities across the globe in a huge community-led event for the month of February 2021. And some of the festival principles are, which fascinated me to apply for this ambassador post. Like we speak about a distributed ecosystem. So this is not a conference, it's an ecosystem having a party, a distributed, self-organized month-long party. Number 2, it's free to everyone. And this is really important in the current financial recession and mass layoffs. Number 3 is like globally connected ambassadors across the globe, engaging with local areas. So this all event recordings will be centrally stored and available on YouTube. Also, we have our festival program directory listing of all the events, speakers, and topics. And this will be available to everyone to navigate the events and activities. So it is open to everyone. And we welcome each new ideas, new voices, along with the existing ones. And it's a community-funded event. And as I said, every idea is important. So this is the biggest global Agile festival ever. Over 700 free online events currently ongoing across the globe. So this is the first ever global community-led Agile festival. And the idea is very simple. Come, if you have a passion, then share your passion with us. I sincerely thank PMI Singapore Chapter for their participation in this festival and sponsoring us for this grand celebration. And I would like to invite our speakers today to start the event. So over to you, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Madhavi, thank you so much for joining and welcoming everyone to this event. This Agile 20 Festival is absolutely amazing. There's so many events, interesting events going on worldwide. I totally agree with that. This particular event here for the PMI Singapore chapter and with collaboration from the Malaysia chapter as well, one of our rooms will be run by Malaysia. Very happy to have Malaysia contribute. Our three main themes are, we'll do an introduction. So we have Aina Olivia from actually PMI in Canada is going to do our, whoops, we'll keep to this slide. Yeah, Aina will do, actually you can go to that next slide. Sorry, Kevin. Thank you very much. Yeah, that one. So Aina will do a intro for us. It will be a short intro about some of the experiences that she's run into as a Scrum Master in one of the major retail organizations, actually with telco as well, retail organizations in Canada. So our PMI chapter has collaborated with Canadian chapters before. So we're very welcome for Aina to join us and celebrate the event today. It's very early for her, so thank you for Aina for getting up so early. I think it's 5:30 in the morning, so that's really appreciated. Also with me as co-host is Kevin Chua. Kevin is a project manager here in Singapore. And Kevin has made that transition from traditional ways of working to more agile ways of working. And he was one of the members of our first Disciplined Agile training course in September last year. So very happy to have Kevin come on board. And actually, I'm going to turn this event over to Kevin and let him run it. I'll come back at the end. We'll talk a little bit about Disciplined Agile, a little bit of an update of what's happened there. There have been some certification improvements, so I'll cover those. But for right now, thank you everyone for attending. And Kevin, I'll turn it over to yourself, sir.
Kevin, you're on mute, Kevin.
Hi, sorry. Hi. First, we already have our welcome message from Madavi. Thank you very much, and also from Andrew. Next, we're going to have a presentation by Aina on the journey to Agile. And then we will have the open space session, which is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of collaboration where all of you get to have, you get to propose your discussion topics, vote for your discussion topics, and discuss as an open group. And then we will have a short retrospective of the open space session, followed by an update on the Disciplined Agile, which is in Singapore. And we're going to also have a small discussion on the community of practice, and then we are going to wrap up. So without further ado, let me hand the session over to Aina. Aina, if you please.
Hello guys, good evening, good morning, good day. Thank you very much, Andrew and Kevin, for the introduction. I am very excited to present for you guys today. It's my first time in Singapore, at least virtually. So I'm very excited, and moving on to my presentation, I'm going to speak about my journey to the Agile. So I came from a project management background. I was an electrical engineer originally. Then I moved to Canada and was introduced to Agile, and there I became like an evangelist and Scrum Master. And could we move to the next slide, please? Thank you. So agenda of my presentation is to tell you a brief history of Agile, some examples why Agile can fail, all from the personal experience. Then I can't leave you with failure. I am going to say how Agile could be successful and tell about Agile transformation again from my personal experience. And let's move on to a brief history of Agile. So as you know, initially humanity were like hunters, people hunt, they live in caves. So it was like certain lifestyle. Then they changed to the agricultural culture and they needed to adapt to change. So they changed a lot in their lifestyle and their habits and the environment. But then from agricultural, they moved to machines, and then eventually from machines they moved to computers and moved on digital. So under a certain stage, people needed to transform a lot, and one of the stages was like transformation from like tangible objects to intangible. And as you can see on my picture, this is a bridge which is tangible, which people like been like building for years. You can see it, you can touch it, you know like what's the purpose of it. And if we have a customer, so the customers, they at least know that they want a bridge. They don't know like what type of bridge, like how beauty it's gonna be, like or what shape or so on, but at least it's a bridge. People have like some idea in their mind. When humanity moved to IT world, sometimes customers even like don't know what they want. And I can give you my personal experience. I started my company and I needed a website. I never ever had a website in my life. So the only one thing I knew, I need a website. What kind of website? I don't know. So I came to developer and told like, make me a website. And developer started asking questions. I had no idea like what fonts you want to use, what colors and like so on. I don't know what pictures. I don't know. Would you like your picture on the front page? I don't know, but it's a very simple example. It's just like a website. So here where Agile came at the end of 90s, when people like stopped knowing what they want because they never seen it. It was like the first time in humanity history when we started doing this. So small iterations were very helpful in my experience with the developer. So we met like a couple of days and he kept showing the progress and what he's done. And I am as a customer could provide my customer feedback like, oh, I like this color. I didn't know that gray and yellow gonna match on the web page, but they actually like matching and I like it. If you ask me like at the beginning, I would say like probably like blue or black, but then developer told like, let's try this, let's experiment. We did it and it worked, but I didn't know. That's why Agile is helpful in such environment. So like people are coming from Waterfall, original system, which is like not bad, like nothing is bad or like good. It's just like adaptable to like different like styles. For example, if I knew exactly what kind of like website I want, if I like did it like 5 or 10 times in my life, so I have like a clear picture, maybe Waterfall would be like better for me. I just have a scope, a budget, and then in like 2-3 weeks, I would get completely set up website, and it's fine. I wouldn't need to meet with my developer like every 2 or 3 days to see like small progresses. But if you don't know, Agile also work. So what we are trying to address here, like there are many tools, and how we can use like each of the tools and what is the purpose and like what is the best. But now let's move on to the next slide and see how Agile can fail. So many people tend to jump into execution before setting up a clear goal. So as you can see, the first item on the slide is your goal, right? Do you really know what you want? Do you have your project in mind? Do you like really need this specific project? And the good technique for this to address this issue is the 5 whys. For example, I want to build a new API from a project. And the first question, why do you need an API? I want my developers' life gonna be better. Why do you want your developers to live better? Why they're struggling right now? And then like keep asking why, and probably sometimes you discover a truth that you actually don't need this project, or sometimes you discover you need this project, but maybe in a bit wrong direction. So, but if you jump into execution right away, how do you know? Then you know during the execution, then you need to start from the beginning. So the first, is your goal right? Yes, yeah, Agile will work. If not, probably like not Agile, not Waterfall, like neither will work. The next item, Agile is just for teams. This is also the struggle I faced when teams want Agile, middle managers want Agile, but top management, they don't want Agile, they're too conservative or like they're too busy having their issues and they just leave it for the team. But no, Agile is not just for the team, Agile is a mindset and all organizations need to transform into Agile if they really want it. Another item, Scrum Master is a project manager plus facilitator. Well, this is my personal pain, probably that's why I'm talking about it right now. A Scrum Master, as some of you know, like wears many hats. First of all, you think Agile, you're a coach, you're transforming the organization, you're transforming your teams, you communicate with stakeholders, you protect the teams from the blockers, you just keep thinking on the processes, how to make this better, you communicate with the team members and kind of use some psychological tricks to identify like their pain and what they need to do. But some organizations who don't know much about Agile, but just heard this fancy word and want to bring it to them, think, okay, Scrum Master, how can we describe it? Kind of manager, plus facilitate Scrum events. So here we are. But in this case, we also risk for Agile to fail. Another item, I think Andrew is going to relate on that. Agile coach, just expensive Scrum Master. Yeah, Andrew shows me. So that was another challenge in one of the organizations I worked. We didn't have Agile coaches. And when I came as a Scrum Master, it was one of the first questions, do we have an Agile coach? So I can come and like ask to what stage they already transformed, like what kind of experience is he, like has any like knowledge on the stakeholders? I was told, no, we don't have an Agile coach here. And I asked why? And people told, but we have you and another Scrum Master. So both of you is enough, just transform. Why do we need to pay for another Agile coach? If you have Scrum Masters, we heard that Scrum Masters also can teach, they can coach, so coach. Also, big risk to fail with this attitude. And the last item I have here, Agile is a framework, not a mindset. Or as some of you heard, do Agile rather than think Agile. So again, Agile's coming like buzzy word and it's kind of like trendy to transform into Agile before like have clear picture of what is it. So for those who just like heard this word, they think, yeah, it's framework. And when I ask people, what do you know about Agile? First word they say to me, sprint. It's Scrum, but okay, Scrum is also like under Agile umbrella. But that was the first word what people picture. Sprints, then they tell me retrospective, then demo, then backlog, and planning and grooming. But all of this, and just like tools, it's a framework. It's not like a mindset. So if we see Agile as a framework, not as a mindset, again, we have a risk to fail. But enough about failures. Let's move on to the success story. Let's move on to the next slide. Thank you. So the success story we had in one Canadian organization when I joined, they clearly knew what they want. That was the first achievement. As I say, like, know your goal. So that organization, they knew the goal and it was a progress. Definitely, they had the business challenge. That's why they wanted to transform to Agile. They tried to find a way to respond to competitors, to the changing world, and they started having like larger competitors. Last couple of years, they really needed to challenge themselves. Another challenge they had technical challenge. And like one of the key drivers of like slowing down the project and organization itself, they were like detailed document requirements. People spend like so much time on the documents that they changed, and these documents nobody needed, or like they spent so much time into report system. And again, they changed the work, they changed the project. So sometimes it was unnecessary. They had like complex quarterly planning, which also like dragged to slow down the process. They had domain bottlenecks. They had developers switching from one team to another, or like one developer is working for a couple of projects, which was also like hard for the developer to switch their mind. Also, they had some integrating testing cycles, which they had kind of like problem with that. So a lot of problems, and their goal was to transform and to make it better. So what they realize, they need, in order to transform into Agile, they need to build an Agile mindset first. So they did some research before doing that, and which was also good. So they had a clear picture that Agile is a mindset, and like Agile is an umbrella. Under this umbrella, there are like many frameworks. They can like pick up one specific framework, but they decided to experiment, which is also fantastic because Agile is adaptability, and we choose like the best for our organization. And at that time, we didn't know the word Disciplined Agile, or DA in short, but what we did, it was like actually called DA nowadays. If we move to the next slide, we can see what we chose for the organization. So we chose scaled Agile framework, which is safe because the organization was huge, and scale is quite prescriptive. So we addressed our top management, like top leadership. So this is kind of the safe way to move, to transform to Agile. We still have the quarterly planning, which we are struggling with. We still have some structure, but it's going to be like easier and better. We developed Spotify model for our organization. We have Scrum Masters chapters, we had developers chapters, we had QA chapters, we had chapters leads, where we met every 2 weeks. We discussed the problems, we tried to find out the solutions. So it was like, you know, communication flow between people. So as a Scrum Master, I communicated within the team. Then we had like Scrum of Scrums, where we communicated on the higher level, addressing the team issues. Then we had like inner Scrum Master chapter leading meeting, where Scrum Masters could like be more like open and creative about like solutions, and then to bring them to Scrum of Scrums. So we had communication flow between like leadership, stakeholders, teams. It helped a lot. Also, what we had partly Scrum and partly Lean practices. So we mixed up all together, and it worked. Yeah, we had like a couple of sprints for experiment. At the beginning, we were failing even more than like running waterfall, but it's normal. When you try to build something new, first you need to destroy and then you have a mess. Like imagine when you have a house already built and you need to build a new house on the same space. So first you destroy, first you have a mess, first you have a disaster, but then you have something new and it works. And it works better. And just when you're in the middle of this disaster, just don't forget your initial goal and don't forget where you're moving, and you're moving to the best, and it's definitely gonna be better. So this happened with us, like all transformation had like dark side or like dark times and light times. So we went through the dark times. It took like 2 or 3 months probably, like moving into the darkness, but then we got to light and it worked. Now if we see the next slide, initially we went through like design, build, test, deploy phases. All of these like were phases one by one. What happened after? We started working simultaneously. We have capabilities, we have defects, we have fixes, all of this during the sprint. We started to deliver better. That's what our stakeholder wanted. We communicated with our customers. We showed them the progress. We collected the feedback. During the retro, we worked on the feedback, so we could change and adapt right away. So at the end, we delivered a successful project, and we had a successful case, which I am sharing with you now, and I am very proud that it's possible. And I was a part of this agile transformation. And actually, that's all what I wanted to share. If we move on to the next slide, it's another like visual picture what we got in our organization, like better predictability, higher productivity, fewer bugs, all of these KPIs or OKRs, fancy words, fancy MBA words, which people like to measure. So here you can see we reached these measurements as well. And I'm really happy to answer any questions if you have.
Okay. Is there someone with a question? I just heard someone speaking. Is there someone with a question? Okay, if not, we shall move on to the next session, which is the open space session. So for those of you who are new to open space is a way of having discussions between people where the attendees, whoever is participating in the session, propose the agenda and they discuss and manage the agenda among themselves. That's the simple way of putting it. So the open space guiding principles are whoever comes are the right people. Whatever happens is the only thing that could have. Whenever it starts is the right time. Whenever it's over, it's over. Wherever it happens is the right place. And how we're going to run this open space session during this event is we are going to create 5 breakout rooms, Zoom breakout rooms, which caters to different experience levels in Agile. So you will have the option of joining a particular room of your choice, and you can vote for you can propose discussion topics, or you can vote for a topic that someone else has raised. Okay, then the top voted topics will be discussed in the room with all the other attendees. So this will be an open, very open and fun discussion, very collaborative kind of discussion. So having this event, we would like to ask that everyone please be on mute first. And if you wish to propose a discussion topic, please raise your Zoom hand, which can be found on your control panel. On your Zoom control panel, you can raise your hand. Then the room moderator will ask you to unmute, then you can speak. All right. And also we would request that all participants have your cameras on while you're speaking, so we can see who you are. Okay, and of course, most importantly, respect everybody's opinion. You may agree or you may not disagree with what someone is saying, but this is an open discussion. So be respectful. Okay, and you're free to leave. You're free to move between rooms. If you find that the discussion topic is probably too deep for you, for example, you might want to move to a room where the topics are of a less deep discussion. Yeah. So you can switch between rooms. It's fine. We will not be offended. We are expecting you to switch rooms. So it's fun. Okay. And last of all, relax and have fun. All right. So these are the rooms that we are going to set up. Room 1 are for rookies. We call the rookies. Is for people who are new to Agile. And a breakout room 2, we call them the transformers. They're transitioning from Waterfall to Agile, or from one form of Agile to another. Okay, that is just an example. Room 3 is for pilots. We call them pilots because they are just starting out in Agile. For example, you have just been certified in one of the Agile methodologies, or you just received your PMI Acp certification, and you're just trying to start out. Yeah, so this would be the room for you. Room 4 will be for the veterans. Veterans, not meaning gray hairs, but veterans meaning you have practiced Agile for a good number of years in the industry, and you would like to have discussions with your fellow peers, your fellow practitioners, to see what opinions they have about the implementation of Agile in your company, in their company, or in any industry. You can discuss your ideas. And room 5 is where we call the free for all. Any experience level, you can just join in and have fun. Okay. Okay, this is for each for the open space events. Each room will have a moderator who will do the introduction, and will also be the Slido master. So at this moment, I'd like to get everyone to please check if you have the Slido app. Let me see, Slido.
Or,
Yeah,
or Kevin, they can just
yeah.
open it in their browser, go to sli.do.
Yes, you can
on
open
the
it
phone.
to.
Yeah.
Yep, you can either download it on the phone or you can open it at sli.do on your web browser. So each room will have a moderator, each room will have a co-host who will also monitor the chat, keep the time, and will mute and unmute participants. We will have 5 minutes for topic discussions through Slido. The briefing will be conducted by the moderators in each room. Top 3 voted topics will be picked for discussion. The attendees will have 2 minutes to discuss among yourselves about a topic, and we'll have a short retrospective poll of for 5 minutes right after the entire open space event. So just a reminder, raise your Zoom hand to speak. Your co-host will ask you to unmute and you can speak. Right? Turn on video or you're speaking. Mute yourself when you're not speaking, and be respectful of fellow participants. Okay. And next, we'll introduce our moderators and co-hosts. In the rookies room, we have moderator Rosa Ng. Rosa, can you please wave? Wave. I can't see everyone. Just wave. And co-host Chandra, can you wave, please? Yes, I can see you, Chandra. And for everyone joining the rookies room, please join the event number 38835. Okay. Use the question. Propose your topics under the Q&A. Ask the speaker side of the app. All right. If you need guidance, you can ask the co-host or the moderator for guidance. All right. Room 2, Transformers. We have moderator Hurley Hamid. Hurley, please wave your hand. Wave. And your co-host is Siva Supaya. Siva Supa. Sorry, if I mispronounce your name. Hurley and Siva are from PMI Malaysia. They have gladly joined us from across the border, one way or another, to help us in this event. Their Slido event number is 80254. Okay, 80254. Room 3, the pilots, we're moderator, me. All right, I'm right here. And we have co-host, Siva. Siva, please raise your hand. Hi, Siva. And that is the example of the Zoom hand. All right, on the top left corner of your screen, that is the Zoom hand. Okay, and our Slido event number is 9191534. Okay, 91534. And for room 4, the veterans, moderator, Mr. Andrew Coates, please wave, Andrew. Andrew, please wave. And our co-host, Subendra. Subendra, please wave. I can't see if you're waving. Ah, yes, Subendra. And he also has his Zoom hand up. Remember to put it down later, yeah? Okay, veterans room will be 7321-2, okay? And finally, for room 5, free for all, we have moderator, your presenter for the first presentation, Miss Aina. Aina, please wave. Hi, Aina. And your co-host, Liu Manwai. Manwai, can you please wave as well? Yep, okay, then the Slido event number is 32020. All right, good for 4D. All right. So can I ask my Zoom master, are we ready? Are we ready to start?
So please all, if you could choose the room that you would like to join, and we will tell you the codes again in the room. So don't worry, I see some people didn't note them down, but worry not. So choose your room. This is also a beautiful way for us to check who's actually here. For those who are collecting their PMI PDUs, if you have any problems, put it in the chat. Jeffrey and I are co-hosting the main room. We were joking that maybe this is the ponder of life theme for those who don't want to do anything about Agile tonight. So you should be able to, you should have a pop-up, Andrea, that you're welcome to choose a room. Are you on the, hopefully you're on a web, you're not joining through the browser. All right, there's controls on the bottom. But if you're having issues, Andrea Andrea and Joseph, can you just type which room you want to go into? I'll just put you in there.
Yeah, if you're having problems, just use the chat and we can filter you guys.
Yeah, exactly. We can just okay.
Yeah, either room 3 or 5. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
I'm going through chat here, so.
All right, I'm gonna you take the older ones.
Okay, I'll start from the older ones.
All right, you guys, bear with us. For the Patrick, for the PDUs, it's we claim it for you if you gave us your PMI ID.
Okay, I'm filtering people in still. Anyone still need? Yeah. Okay, room 2.
Sorry guys, we're not in alphabetical order for these, so it's like
Yeah.
Finding you, it also takes a moment.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of rookies.
Good. This is what we're here for.
If you're still not in the room you want to be in, feel free to spam chat still, since there's a lot of people are doing it. So if I missed you, it's fine. No problem. Jackfruit mouse. Room 2.
Wang Yan, you can be put in any room. You just tell us or choose yourself.
There we go.
Is anyone in the main room that is supposed to be in a room but isn't?
I might start just filtering people into rooms here. We got 25 folks here.
Yeah, we have, okay, so yeah, we have 25 people here and Anish. Oh, Zoom doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, it's okay on my side. So
Yeah, it's just so it would be so much better if we were alphabetically.
yeah, it seems alphabetical for me anyway.
Lucky you.
I don't know why it's different. I got most people. I'm gonna start putting people into the lesser joined rooms here soon.
No, it's fine. I mean, if they that means they're just not here.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Ravi into room 2. Got you.
Is anyone in the main room with us that wants to be in another room but didn't tell us, or we missed you putting you in there?
Or just want to hang out in the main room with us?
That's also fine. Jaya
That's also
Kumar, we
fine.
missed you.
And
Number 3. Oh, it's cool because you can actually they're highlighted. Charles,
Yeah.
you want to really stay with us? That's so kind.
I'll play some music for us. Is that not too loud? Andrea, room 2.
We're pondering about life with that music.
Yeah.
It's great because for people who are
Okay, I think we got.
so people from the chat, if they're not highlighted,
Yeah.
we can hang on. Naga.
I think we have everyone that's typed in.
So when you go through the chat, you can if you can like click on their name, that means they're here.
Yeah.
So that way we can see in case we miss someone, which seems everyone is now away, and whoever's in the main room with us, except Charles, which said he doesn't want to go anywhere. These people are not here. They just joined.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a screenshot of these. So these people are not getting their PDUs. Unless if you're here, please, and you don't want to go to a room, please message us in the chat so that, that's funky music. Yeah, Charles, you're marked as attending. You don't want to go to a room, Charles? No, okay. You want to tell us how you've been? It's been a while since we've seen you. Oh.
Okay.
Jeffrey, I found a way to blur my background.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a
It's
spotlight.
it's a new feature on Zoom.
That's pretty good.
I prefer the blur prevents inadvertent people walking in the background and cleans it cleans up the room with that.
All right, rookies 39. Nice. Transformers 17.
No.
Pilots 15. Veterans 11. Free for all 16.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Didn't know you could do that.
It's sharing the
That's
wrong.
the presenter's screen.
Yeah. Let's go properly here.
That's good.
Is that the right one? Or
That's the right
this-
slide. Yes, we'll just wait
Okay.
for. So Alicia, is everyone back now?
Yes.
Welcome back, and hopefully everyone enjoyed the room experience. I know we did in the veterans.
Yeah.
Kevin, how was your room?
It was okay. There's a fair amount of exchanging of ideas. We didn't have a lot of people speaking, but Eva and I, started by getting, giving some examples of our work life and how it was for us, and then, people started sharing.
Mm.
Yeah, we have one gentleman from Stuttgart and one lady from Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Andrea.
We have a cross-border discussion. Yeah, it was fun.
Excellent. How about in the other rooms? Aina, how about the free-for-all?
I enjoyed it. We started with 16 people in the room and ended up with 22, which was awesome. And people posted questions. We had like so many questions, and I enjoyed the activity. And then we started like talking. Yeah, some people were like more active, some people less active, which is like normal, but I liked sharing the ideas, sharing the experience and learning.
Awesome. Comments from the other rooms?
Yeah, the rookies, we had the most participants, I believe, 41, excluding myself and Rosa, we had 39 participants in the room, and it was pretty interactive. Yes, there were quite a few quiet people, but a lot of them shared their experiences, and we helped to bring the idea of what could be Agile. So it was really interactive, and many of the participants shared their own experiences, and at least everybody got what is a fair bit of idea of Agile, and many of them are interested to know more about the Agile courses. And I think when we do our retro with the entire group, probably we should share PMP and then what is the pathway for the discipline Agile options. So many of them are new and they are interested to know what's the path to move forward.
Chandra, that's awesome. It sounds like you had a very active room.
Yes, we did. Very interactive.
Hurley, how about the Transformers?
Yeah, the Transformers, actually, we have quite very interesting conversation because the experienced people, because Transformers are those people who have already started their waterfall journey and then want to transition. So the question that was raised around, how do I convince people, my stakeholders, if they don't have enough knowledge, something like that. So about convincing people. So a few people exchange experience. And of course, we also have people who are quiet. And there's some good feedback during the retrospective, say for example about doing icebreakers and so on. We had about 20 people, good conversation. We were lucky, actually. We have experienced person, actually, like Sheila. She shared a lot of how we can because one of the biggest challenge and the learning from this activity is about the open space itself. So I'm sure everybody can take away actually with a lot of knowledge from this session. Interesting.
I'd like to chime in. It's very short feedback. It's very difficult to have any discussions, any learning effect if there are no conversations that emerge. If everyone just throws in his input and the moderator just moves into the next token, you know, it feels, to me, it feels like just listening to, I don't know, the TV. That's my personal feedback, but you know, that's mine.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And this is our first experience with open space. Certainly, Sabine, do you want to summarize the veterans room?
Yeah, well, veterans room also, we had a lot of engagement and discussion. We covered about 6 topics. We started off with tech transformation in agile mode, and then went on to cover, how to break system-specific teams, so who are working in a siloed way. And also we covered quarterly planning reviews and disciplined agile adoption. Yeah, I think that the team, the open space were pretty engaged. Everybody was actually participating, at least most of them. And I think it was pretty useful overall.
I was in the room as well with Sabine, and I'll certainly add on top of that, we got into some deep topics, and it's the sort of thing you really wish you were sitting around the table with the same people and maybe a glass of wine and having the conversation. It was, it's amazing the amount of depth that we have amongst us in this topic. So well done all. So we've got another 10 to 12 minutes in the event. What we want to do, or what we're going to do, is actually a topic that came up in veterans, which we'll go to the next slide. Just a quick update on what's happening with PMI and Disciplined Agile. Maybe go ahead and jump to the next one. That's great. So it came up in the veterans room, and people are asking, what is Disciplined Agile? How popular is it? That sort of thing. So PMI has definitely pivoted with the purchase of the DA organization in late 2019. And so over the last year within the chapter, we've been helping with webinars, running training, that sort of thing, to raise the profile of DA. And actually this event is a spinoff of that activity. So the people that were moderators on this event were from the first DA training that we did. And myself and other people have said it kind of opened our eyes to the DA approach to a agnostic agile approach. So it's a bit of a learning curve that came up in our veterans room. It's a little bit of a learning curve. So we definitely need to run more training. But the thing that I particularly like about DA is that it's not focused on one methodology, but it actually covers 6 different life cycles. And what DA can help you do is pick and choose what way of working works for your team. So it's down to a specific team level, which is really cool. You can see the book there. That's the DA book, which is now published by PMI. And traditional PMBOK style, it's a very thick book, but it's a very useful book. And of course, there's a soft copy version. I'll mention one more thing on this topic is the training or the certification. So the next slide covers the new certification model for Disciplined Agile. They've included PMI Acp. The ACP is a very valuable certification, 3-day training. It doesn't cover DA per se. It was part of PMI prior to DA. The DA comes in really with the DASM. So the Disciplined Agile Scrum Master 2-day course is basically like a CSM Certified Scrum Master course, but it includes a little bit about Disciplined Agile and the philosophy behind it. The real core one now is the DASSM, the Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master. That's the core training, if you will, to really understand DA. Also 2-day course. And then they've expanded to include coaching as well as the value stream consultant. Value stream is a big part of Lean these days in terms of managing or doing value stream analysis. And DA does have a value stream, a thread or a thread to it as well. So that is the family of certifications now in PMI DA. It's really solidified. These are the ones to focus on. And we're interested in running more courses. If you're interested in participating, let us know. You can ping myself or anybody on the board, Alicia, Jeffrey, anyone that's actively involved in the chapter, or any of the moderators that have helped tonight. They can certainly share their experience with DA and how it's opened their eyes. I think we've come a long way over the last year. Kevin, that's all I had on DA. I wanted to turn the final kind of closing back over to yourself and kick off one poll. Thank you.
Actually, there are 2 polls.
2 polls. Right, go for it.
Yeah, there are 2 polls. We would like to get some feedback from everyone. If they would like a disciplined agile community of practice. This feedback is open to everyone, including our moderators and volunteers and co-hosts. That means every single one of you, my dear classmates and everyone who is attending this event. Right, this is open to all of you. I'm going to run a poll now. And this is event number 46364. Please go to your Slido and start voting.
So Kevin, I see the votes are coming in.
During the Slido screen, can you guys see the live poll there?
Looks good, Jeffrey. Thank you.
Looks like a pretty overwhelming support for the community of practice.
That's good. That's good. The votes are still coming in. I still see it. In the meantime, Alicia, would you like to take a screenshot of everybody, all our participants? This is a huge event, so there's going to be many pages, many pages, screenshots.
I will need the screen sharing to stop for that. In the meantime, to prepare you, hi, my name is Alicia. I'm with the PMI Singapore Chapter. We're very happy to have you with us. In case you haven't voted yet, I pasted the link for you in the chat. In case it's too complicated, just click on that and it'll take you directly to the poll. So the idea is that we would love to have a group photo to commemorate this amazing event. Agile has been around for 20 years officially, and we are here to take a snapshot of everyone. Please do not turn your camera if you do not want your image shared. So please keep that off. If it's a photo, don't worry, we will blur it out. You will not be visible. But please turn on your cameras if you want to be a part of it. Night poses are welcome, whatever you feel like. Please make sure to look into the camera. And I have a few pages to go. Very happy about that. So it will take a moment. Oh, yep, hair's getting fixed. Someone's showing money. Thumbs up. All right, look into the camera. That's page 1. Keep looking. All right. We have one more page. Are we ready? All right, well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Alicia. Awesome.
Thank you, Kevin,
Alicia.
for remembering.
And I'll now like to run the second poll, and which is what aspects of disciplined agile would you be interested in? This is an open text, so you can type in your thoughts and what you wish or what you are interested in. Again, the code is 46364. And the feedback is coming in. Jeffrey, can we show the screen of the screen with all the inputs? The Slido.
We'll do. I'm putting my input in first.
Okay.
Clearly, everyone's participating. That's fantastic. Even Jeffrey. Super.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Let's share here. Okay.
A lot of answers coming in.
Wow. This is good.
Okay. Should be able to see it now.
In the meantime, we've been getting some questions. So those who have registered with us and provided your PMI ID and are here, we will be submitting and claiming the PDUs for you. If you haven't given us your PMI ID, please message me with your PMI ID, please.
Wow, we have a long list of topics.
29.
Kevin, I think we're going to be busy.
Oh, yes.
We'll keep it open for maybe one more minute.
One.
Yep.
Good, good.
Love to see GCA being called out a few times.
Yeah. There is a mixture of interest. There's a mixture of topics.
This is going to be a great retrospective when we go through this. This is awesome.
Yep.
It's like the next 5 COP meetings.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we still coming.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have it. Oh, still 37.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Okay, and I think we are going to close the poll now. All right. Okay.
So
38, still jumping. Andrew, maybe you would like to give the closing speech while I keep this poll open all the way until 9 p.m.
It won't be a closing speech. It'll mainly be a thank you.
Yeah.
So a big thank you to our, first of all, Kevin, for taking ownership and delivering this. A big round of applause to you, sir. This is your first major event. And by the way, we're expecting many more like this, okay? And a big thank you to all the co-hosts and moderators from the training class. You guys are awesome. As well as our people that jumped in basically at the last minute to help. Alicia, Jeffrey to help with the logistics. So big thank you. But most of all, thank you to the members and thank you to members in the chapter and thank you to the global contribution from all over the world. I mean, we had people calling in from Ukraine, from different countries. So awesome. So on behalf of the Singapore chapter, and Madhavi, I don't know if you want to give any final comment yourself from what you've seen elsewhere, that would be great. But from the chapter perspective, you guys are awesome and thank you for being here. Madhavi, I'll let you you summarize as well if you'd like to, ma'am.
Thanks everyone. Andrew, I have to go on the call, so sorry. I mean, thanks everyone. You guys are wonderful. PMI I think this is my first event attending this particular session. I mean, with PMI Institute. Yeah, so keep rocking and be agile. Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madhavi.
Thank you, Madhavi. And
Thank
finally,
Pleasure
you.
working
Sorry,
with you.
I need to go. Yeah.
It's okay.
finally, a big
Thank you. See you.
thank you to Ina for coming online all the way from Canada to join and share with us to kick off our open space. So thank you, Ina.
Thank you.
On that note, we'll wrap up the meeting. Everyone have a good evening. Thank you for participating, and we'll see you at the next COP, which will be coming your way soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all volunteers.
Thank you, guys. Bye.